The Georgia Federation of Teachers are proposing a Parent Accountability Act. And this just came out on May the 7th, 2025. And I feel like this is going to change how things are handled within the school system. It says the Georgia Federation of Teachers is proposing the Accountability Act, which would penalize parents if their child assaults a teacher with possible fines, community service, or jail time. The measure also includes universal mental health screening for middle schoolers, de escalation training for staff, and parenting classes for repeat offenders. The proposal follows a national rise in violence against educators and a recent incident in Dekalb County where three students were charged with battery after attacking a teacher. So it looks like the teachers are fed up, and rightfully so. If you take a look back at a few videos that I did before where these students are just getting out of hand, crashing out on teachers, have no type of respect for teachers, hitting teachers. It's just, it's wild. This was unheard of back in the day when I was growing up, right? But I'm going to put my 2 cents in this in just a second. Let's just read this. The Georgia Federation of Teachers is urging state lawmakers to take stronger actions against student violence by proposing a new measure that would hold parents accountable if their child assaults a teacher. The proposal legislation, titled the Parent Accountability Act, could include penalties such as fines, mandated community service, or even jail time for parents of students who physically attack school staff. The union says the measure is aimed at curbing rising incidents of violence in schools. Now, I feel like this is a two-way street because of the fact that, like I said before, a lot of a lot of parents, they are nowadays scared of reprimanding their child due to the fact of the court system being so harsh when it comes to child abuse. A parent could literally be reprimanding their child, and the law comes in or steps in and says that that is abuse. Now you tie parents' hands behind their back between wanting to one go to jail, and if those parents have other children, what happens to those other children because of one bad child? So the courts need to think of a way that would say, hey, this is not, this isn't child abuse. Now, if your child is coming to school or going to school with black eyes, it looks like the child had just been strangled or whatever, all right, cool. But if you see whelps on that child's ass or across their back, like I said before, children are going to jump when they are getting whooped, right? So, what are the courts going to do when it comes to saying that what is child abuse and what isn't child abuse? It says the proposal also calls for several preventative and support measures, including mandatory mental health screenings for all students in grades 6 through 9. Now, this is what I don't agree with, is because mental health screenings for all students, grades 6 through 9. I feel like this is going to give them a loophole in trying to diagnose students when they should not be diagnosed. This is going to give them a loophole to possibly get in state funds for mental health issues that aren't even there. So, for instance, if my ninth grader or my sixth grader goes to school and they say, "Hey, we're gonna we're going to put or give a mental health screening for this said child, right? And they go in there and um, they say something, I don't know, maybe a little out the way, right? Now, even though me as a parent, I know that my child doesn't need to be diagnosed with a mental health issue, that'll give you the right to say, hey, go ahead and put this title onto him or her. And that right there, I believe, will give the school more funding for certain things. So I don't truly agree with that. It says de-escalation training for school employees. I do feel that there should be de-escalation training for school employees. Remember, I would say about 2 or 3 years ago, they were talking on whether teachers should be able to bring weapons into school. Yeah, it's come to a point of time right now where I don't feel like a teacher should be able to bring a weapon into school. Let me know what y'all think in the comments. Do you think that teachers should be able, and I'm not saying as far as like to use against a student, but as far as like these active shooters and stuff like that that have been going on, right? For a teacher to be able to have a weapon inside of a school to defend a child or defend said children that they are taking over for 8, 9 hours out of the day in case of an active shooter type of situation. Do you believe that they should be able to do that? Okay, parenting classes for guardians of repeat offenders. The measure could be brought before the Georgia legislature during the next session beginning in January. Nationally, violence and harassment against teachers have surged since COVID-19 pandemic, according to the American Psychological Association. Locally, the issue was thrust into the spotlight again after 3 students in Dekalb County were charged with battery following a recent altercation with a teacher, an incident that was captured on video and widely shared on social media. See, these days it's these kids in these cell phones, these kids in these trends, these kids, and knowing that punishment will not come down upon them when they get home due to the fact that the law has made it to where these children know that their parents cannot touch them. And if the parent touches them, they're going to jail. I've seen it one too many times. Y'all let me know in the comments what you think. Should this bill be passed? Do you agree or disagree with the mental health screening? Me personally, and this is my opinion, I don't believe that every child should have to go through a mental health screening um, between the ages of 6th grade or between the grades of 6th grade and 9th grade, due to the fact that I feel like that's going to give the schools an initiative to push any student through, whether they have a mental health issue or not. I feel like they're going to start penciling in students that don't even have mental health issues and saying that they do. So I do not agree with that, not one bit. Yeah, y'all just drop in the comments what y'all believe, and we will holler at y'all later. Peace.